You know, the beliefs that you have chosen to live your life by is essentially what is running your life. Our lives are run by the beliefs that we have chosen to accept. Whatever you have chosen to believe about money or anything else, it doesn't necessarily make it a universal truth, but it makes it a truth in your life. There is so much money in circulation in the world right now that every single person in the world could be a millionaire. What's going on, people? It's your boy Michael O here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk to you about some of the limiting beliefs that you may have around money that you may not even recognize, especially when it comes to money. We are living on beliefs that we have picked up from struggling parents as we were growing up, or school teachers, or just from society, or just from religious settings. And unfortunately, as we have gotten older, we have never been taught what the right or the winning belief systems around money are. And so we have gone through our lives thus far, a lot of us, operating under limiting money beliefs. And this is reflective on our relationship with money. There's a reason why a lot of the people who win lotteries tend to lose their money in a very short period of time. They tend to lose all of it. And the reason is because they have limiting money beliefs. You can receive as much money as you want, but if you don't have the right beliefs, if you don't have the right operating system, that's what your beliefs are. Your belief is essentially the operating system under which your life is running, right? If you have an iPhone and I have an iOS, right? I won't be able to run Android apps on that because it doesn't have the right operating system to be able to support those apps. And a lot of us are living our lives in this way. We are running limiting money beliefs, and we expect to be able to make more money. We are doing everything out here, working hard, working smarter even, making money moves out here, investing, saving, but we are doing all of those things under limiting money beliefs, what is essentially the driving force of what your life is. Whatever you have chosen to believe about money or anything else, it doesn't necessarily make it a universal truth, but it makes it a truth in your life. It makes it your truth, which means your life is going to be filled with experiences that confirm the belief that you have chosen to believe. That's just how the universe works. You make your beliefs, and then your beliefs make you. You've got to understand, being poor is not a money issue. It is a mindset issue. We see throughout history people who lost all of their money and within only a few years made back all of it. It is because they always had an abundance mindset. If you have a mindset of abundance, it doesn't matter what's in your hand today. It means you are going to default back to abundance. If you have a poverty mindset, it really doesn't matter how much money you are given today, you are going to revert to your default mindset, which is that of being poor. Right? And so whatever it is that you want to change in your outer world, it has to be first changed on your internal world, right? We are living in two worlds. We are living in two universes. You've got your internal universe and you've got your external universe, right? Which is what you experience out here. Everything that you experience out here is influenced by what is first going on in here, right? So if you want to attract more money on the outside of here, you need to change, first of all, what is going on in here. You need to upgrade the operating system that is deciding how your external universe is affected. And so today I want to talk about 10 limiting money beliefs that we have come to learn, we have picked up. In my late teens and my early 20s, I struggled a lot with this mindset because I didn't recognize that I had so many limiting money beliefs that we picked up from parents, family, friends, school, society, religion, and all of these things. We pick them up because we don't know what we're doing. We just hear it said all along. The first thing we hear is money doesn't grow on trees, right? Which is actually false. Money is made from paper. Paper comes from trees, right? But I know that what they're trying to say from money doesn't grow on trees is that money is not available in abundance. Money is not like the leaves on a tree where you can just go and pluck it. Money is scarce. And that is the first negative mindset that a lot of us picked up when we think about money. We think about money as this rare thing which there isn't enough of. As a matter of fact, there is so much money in circulation in the world right now that every single person in the world could be a millionaire. Think about that. So when we say money doesn't grow on trees, given the implication that money is scarce, That's absolutely not true. There is actually so much money to go around for all of us to be very comfortable, very wealthy, and very happy as it pertains to money. So that's the first thing that you've got to change. It is not true. It is only going to be true for you if you choose to accept it. Money is abundant. Money is available. Money is readily available. That may be contrary to the experience that you have had thus far, but think about it. The experience that you have had thus far is in direct correlation to the beliefs about money that you have chosen to hold up until this point. So if you want that experience to change, you need to first of all change that mindset. Whenever you think about, whenever you are tempted, or whenever you hear, or whenever it crosses your mind that money doesn't grow on trees, say, no, that's a lie. Correct yourself and tell yourself that money is abundant. I live in an abundant universe, and there is so much money for me to receive to be able to accomplish absolutely everything that I desire to do. So that's the first limiting money belief that you must get rid of immediately if you want to attract a lot of money into your life. Number 2, money is the root of all evil. Who wants to be evil, right? Who wants to be evil? A lot of us have bought into this lie that money is the root of all evil, even though the scripture doesn't even say that. It says the love of money is the root of all evil. It means that if you are willing to do anything for money, that's when evil can be born. You simply need to be focused on shifting that mindset that says money is the root of all evil. Money is not evil. There is a lot of good that can be done with money. In fact, if you want to help people, but you are broke yourself, you are struggling yourself, you're struggling to make ends meet and pay your bills, how can you be of help to other people, right? So money is not evil. Money is good. Money is a tool that can be used for a lot of good, for a lot of positivity. That's the second thing that you need to change when it comes to making money. The third one that we have adopted, and we have heard this growing up, especially if you're a 90s baby like me, you heard Diddy say, more money, more problems. Listen, I had problems when I was broke. I've had problems when I've had money, and I choose having money every damn time, because when you have more money, you have more options, right, for the problems that may come your way. The fourth limiting belief that a lot of us have adopted is money can't buy happiness. Who started an argument? Who was saying that money could buy happiness? Of course money can't buy happiness, and nobody was making that argument. Money and happiness are not synonymous. They're not the same thing. They're not even to be in the same sentence, because you can be broke and happy and wealthy and happy, or broke and unhappy and wealthy and unhappy. They are two completely different things, but I feel like a lot of people say that to justify the situation that they may be in, to make them feel better about the lack that they may be experiencing. There is absolutely nothing noble or spiritual about lack. That's the other thing, that we feel like being poor is a spiritual thing. Like there's this scripture that has been thrown around for years, which is, it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter the gates of heaven. Listen, I can't argue about a camel going through the gates of heaven, but there is absolutely nothing evil about money. There is absolutely nothing noble or spiritual about being poor or being broke. God does not need to teach you lessons, or God does not need to teach you a lesson or help you gain wisdom by making you poor. God doesn't make anybody poor. God has made wealth and riches available for absolutely everybody who is going to believe and follow the principles of wealth to be able to acquire it. Sometimes we can allow our environment and the pictures that we're seeing around us to be able to cloud our judgment of what is right. Because if you are so accustomed to seeing something every single day, what else are you going to believe exists beyond that? Right? So sometimes you need to take the initiative and do yourself a favor and remove yourself from a certain environment, so that the pictures that you will expose yourself to will be different than you have seen before. That was one of the things that I had to do at a certain point in my life. When I was growing up in South London and I was used to seeing certain pictures, I would then wake up, pick up my laptop, go into central London, where go and sit at a hotel, maybe drink a Coke all day because that's what I could afford. But it would put me in a certain environment where there was a lot of wealthy and rich people coming in and out, having great conversations about money, looking happy, living a certain lifestyle. Money did not appear to be a problem for them. I needed to reprogram my mind to what I had been accustomed to seeing. Right? And what I was accustomed to seeing every day in the environment that I was is not what it was that I wanted to continue to perpetuate in my life later on. The other limiting money belief that people tend to believe is that money corrupts people. Money doesn't corrupt people. Of course, if you think that you're going to become more corrupt, if you gain more money, why will you attract it? It only expands who you always were. Money is energy, right? Money is big energy. So when you shine a big light onto a discrepancy, what does it do? It magnifies it. So money doesn't corrupt people. If you have seen people who are corrupt who had money, they were just as corrupt before they had money, right? They were just as corrupt before they had money. It's just that having money is energy. It's a big light. So it magnifies absolutely everything that you are. If you are a generous person who, when you didn't have much money, when you become wealthy, you are going to continue to be even more generous because that is who you are. People are corrupt all on their own. It has absolutely nothing to do with money. And so you should not allow that to stop you. Do not buy into that idea. Do not buy into that mindset. Sometimes we talk about these things so easily. Like we talk about, money, more money, more problems, and we say it jokingly. But if you dig deep down into it, it has created a root within us. And the root of that will only create a tree of lack in your life. This is the thing about limiting beliefs that people don't even understand. Sometimes some of you are working so hard, but you are repelling money because of the mindset that you have around money, which is a very difficult thing, because if you're going out and you're working hard and you're putting in the work, there's a reason why some people work and find very little results as relates to finances, because all the money disappears from their hands. Some people have a limiting belief that money comes and goes, right? So all of the money that comes into your hands tends to go away. It literally dissipates. You wake up in the morning and you're like, well, where does all the money go? Where does all the money go? Where does all the money disappear to? Because you have created a belief around money that says that money comes and goes, because you have become so accustomed to living from paycheck to paycheck that you haven't had any other experience to believe that money shouldn't have to come and go. Money should come and stay. And you should change your mindset around money as it pertains to this and start saying, money multiplies in my hands. Money comes and multiplies in my hand. This is a great time to type that in the comments. Say, money comes and multiplies in my hand. Change that belief. If you have identified with some of the limiting money beliefs that I have shared with you in this video, I need you to grab a sheet of paper and I need you to answer these 3 questions. Yeah. So the first thing is I need you to say, money to me means ... and you write down what money means to you. Right? So we are going to work through this process and help you change some of those money beliefs, because listen, it was programmed there by you, and you also have the power to be able to reverse it. You have the power to be able to replace it with a more empowering belief, to be able to change your circumstances around the acquisition and receiving of money. Yeah. So first thing, write down, money to me means what? And I want you to answer that and say what money means to you. Right? And then the second question that I want you to answer on that sheet of paper is say, money makes me feel what? What does money make you feel? If you had more money, how would that make you feel? I want you to write down into clear detail. I need you to get into the feeling of that moment right now, right? And the third question is, what does money allow me to do? Right? And so begin to write down all of the things that you would like to do if you had more money. And then if you identified any of the beliefs that I shared with you in this video, I want you to identify it and then create an affirmation that you are going to speak over your life every morning and every evening, and as many times throughout the day as you think about it. Remember, these things have been embedded into your psyche because you have heard it, because you have spoken it over and over and over again. For example, if you heard that money doesn't grow on trees, the affirmation you would write to that is that we live in an abundant universe and I receive all the money that I desire. If you identified with money is the root of all evil, write, money is positive and it allows me to do much good in the world. And of course, this video is in no way an exhaustive list. There is so many more limiting beliefs that people have adopted that you may now start to identify, as I have shared with you in this video, that you may start to now see some of the areas in your life that you may have identified certain beliefs that are disempowering as it pertains to money. Allow those light bulbs to go off right now. Make a note of them and create an affirmation that will counter them, and begin to say that and speak that over your life every morning, every night before you go to bed, and begin to change some of those things and make 2021 your best year yet. If you've been watching this video up until this point, clearly you have a desire to receive more, to become more, to earn more money into your life. Clearly you are worth more than you are right now. One of the things that I will tell you right now at this stage of your life is do not let your current circumstances define who you are in this life. You know, one of the things that I started to do to help change my mindset is the things that I was used to saying that I can't afford it, I can't afford it, I can't afford it, I can't afford it. I stopped saying that. I removed those words from my vocabulary. In fact, I started to grab pictures. And if you've watched my previous video where I talk about how to attract more abundance in your life and I talk about vision boarding, that's one of the things that I started to do. I started to envision some of the things. I started to surround myself with pictures of the things that I wanted to enjoy in my life so that I could start becoming familiar with it, so that I could see it in my environment, I could see it in my surroundings, so that I could familiarize myself. And in fact, what you want to start doing is go out and start test driving some of the cars that you desire, go and visit and do viewings in some of the homes that you want, go into certain environments that you want to be. Start immersing yourself physically in some of these environments so that it can start to shift something on the inside of you, so that you can first of all recognize when you go around these people that there is nothing any more special about them than there is about you, right? The only difference is that you just haven't walked into your abundance yet, but that's about to change because you have started to invest in material like this. So you are already on your path. You are already starting to consume things that wealthy people do. It is when you start to change these problems at the root level that you can then start to make and see real change in your life. I am committed to giving you my wisdom, to sharing with you my knowledge and my experience to help you make this year and beyond the best years of your life. If you are finding these videos helpful, please, I want to hear from you. I love you guys. Until next week.